Hi, and welcome to the Theme Park Duo podcast. Grab your park map, churro, and hop in line with us as we take you on a coast-to-coast adventure through the world of theme parks, haunts, conventions, and more. Now, here's your hosts, Nikki and Gabriel.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Theme Park Duo podcast. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Gabriel.
And we are
the Theme Park Duo. We have some interesting and fun stuff to talk about today. We are going to do a little bit of a trip report to Knott's Berry Farm for the Knott's Berry Farm's Boysenberry Festival.
It's one of the most wonderful times of the year.
Your food,
There's food in your
food
tummy,
just
and
fills
it's
your
super
tummy.
yummy and
What?
fills you with
Cheer. What made you want to break out into a show tunes thing?
I always want to break out into show tunes.
Is it just consistently, regardless of whatever the topic is?
You know I make up songs about everyday life.
You do make up songs about everyday life randomly every now and again. You should do that more often.
I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, I'm
not good at the singing part, but the lyrics part is pretty good.
I'm consistently impressed with your ability to make up lyrics on the spot for random situations. We'll be in line for Starbucks, and she'll find random things to sing about frappuccinos or some crap. I don't know. It's pretty entertaining.
The tune is random too.
It's
whatever song is stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's whatever song is stuck in your head.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes it's just the most random song. I don't know why you're making that the tune. It doesn't make any sense ever. None of it makes sense. Nothing ever makes sense with those things that you're doing. But it is very entertaining.
Yeah.
But yes, aside from Nikki's singing, we are going to be talking about Knott's Berry Farm's Boysenberry Festival for 2018. Let me tell you what, before we even get to that topic, if you're hungry while listening to this, you might want to wait till you have something to eat because you're going to be really hungry after listening.
Yeah, you're going to want to run or drive or jet ski straight to Knott's Berry Farm and get some food.
Jet ski, there's no water between, a large body of water to get there.
If you want boysenberry goodness, you're going to find a way.
Okay,
Yeah.
So if you have jet skis, you know what to do.
Do it.
You know what. Do it. But before we get to the jet skiing and any of the boysenberry goodness, we have to jump into our first segment of the episode, which is the Theme Park Bulletin. So the first news story of this episode is going to be one that you probably have heard of because it was kind of a big deal this past week. It was kind of a big deal. Feel like Anchorman or something. Disney announces they're going to be bringing Marvel-themed lands to Paris, DCA, and Hong Kong, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Because it's one of our parks, thankfully. Yeah. And I know that everybody who's Walt Disney World fans and pass holders are up in arms. You get everything. You have 4 parks. We have 2 parks. Take a chill pill.
Yeah.
You'll live.
Yeah.
You'll live.
And in our park in particular, it is taking over the area that is Bugs Land. And honestly, I don't mind.
I mean, it's rough. You have a lot of those fans of Bugs Land, people who love it. It's the kid-themed area. I do love Tough to Be a Bug a lot, which that is already permanently closed at this point.
Yeah.
When you're going to be hearing this. And I love Heimlich's Choo Choo Train.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Honestly, I feel like they should just slap an Avengers logo on the side and just call it a day. Just leave it.
He's the new Avenger.
Yeah, he's the newest Avenger.
He's
just
friends
don't
with
change
Ant-Man.
anything. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just don't change anything. Just throw Ant-Man in the ride every now and again. Just have him hiding behind some of the stuff he's eating.
Yeah.
It's maybe put Spider-Man on the back on his butt or something. I don't know. Just
no,
keep
Ant-Man's the only one that makes sense because he's small.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can make himself small. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they should just put a guy dressed as Spider-Man sitting in the back row of that ride.
All the time.
All the time.
It's weird.
Yeah, but then it would be well themed.
No, it wouldn't because Spider-Man is normal sized. He's not the size of a spider.
Nikki's fighting me on a joke right now. It's quite entertaining.
Because it doesn't work. Only
oh no, it
Ant-Man
totally works. I think it totally works.
Stop it.
I'm just egging her on now.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, so it's really exciting news, and so they're trying to open it up by 2020. And the way that the release kind of sounded was that the land will open up, but not everything will be finished yet.
Yeah.
So things will open up afterwards.
Staggering. they'll
Yeah.
stagger the openings.
Yeah, because it's 2018. We're in the middle of March.
Yeah.
That's really soon to be opening up a brand new themed area.
Yeah, and the land's not even closed yet.
No, and you know, the more I think about it, the more I like look at like top-down views of DCA, the area's not that big.
It's not that big.
So I'm wondering if they're going to have to take over the employee parking lot that's kind of behind there as well.
I think they might take away a little bit of the backstage area.
Yeah, because I can't think that they're going to have room for 2 attractions or even 1 attraction. Because the size of Bugs Land is what, like a third to 2/3 the size of Cars Land?
Yeah.
And that's really small compared to what they have there. And they have 3 rides over there.
Uh-huh.
So 1 huge one and 2 relatively small ones. 2 flat rides and a big ride.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. So I'm really looking forward to see the progress of this and kind of see where they're going to go with it. So that's always going to be really entertaining when we get to see kind of the progress of a brand new themed land. That doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be a nice addition to California Adventure and have a little bit more draw for that park.
Mm-hmm. And before we move to the next topic, I would like to bring up something that people may have noticed on the Hong Kong poster for their Marvel themed land. I don't know how to tread on this lightly.
It's
right in
the middle of the A.
I'm just gonna come out. I'm just gonna come out and say it.
No,
I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Fine.
Go for it.
No, I was gonna say it's very reminiscent of a certain feature of Little Mermaid's castle on the cover art of.
It's a giant penis.
Yeah.
In the middle of the A, like Nikki had said on the poster for the Hong Kong version of their Marvel themed area.
That's the one with the wasp, correct?
That is the one with the wasp. It has Stark Tower in the back. Now, what we're talking about is Stark Tower. But for some reason, there's this shape at the top of Stark Tower that is very reminiscent of the tip of a penis.
It's a little bubbly.
It's a little bulbous.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure how that got past anyone at Disney.
Yeah.
How does that get past them? It's like dead center of the poster. Like someone's definitely gonna lose their job over this.
Oh, poor artist.
He drew a penis. He deserves it. Come on now. Like how does the artist not even notice that of their own work, unless it was on purpose?
Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe they were disgruntled.
Disgruntled Disney workers putting adult themed things in their work. That is not a topic that isn't untouched.
Yeah.
That has happened in the past and it probably will continue to be. So just something funny that me and a whole bunch of other people noticed, and it definitely went viral the day that they released
Oh yeah.
the artwork. So that
Do you think they're gonna change future artwork?
I mean, I think so. I definitely think they're gonna end up changing the artwork to a certain extent for the future, just so that when they release it, the only thing that people are talking about is a penis.
Yeah.
As opposed to their brand new themed land. Look at the Marvel penis. It's an adult themed.
It's marvelous. Okay, moving on.
To think that this land is going to be bad is a fallacy.
Oh. Definitely moving on.
Maybe that Disney employee is going to get shafted. Oh!
Really moving on.
Penis. Yes,
Okay.
moving on now.
Moving on.
I really want to say something else. I just can't think of it anymore.
I was trying to think of something too, just to throw in there, but I couldn't. Okay, moving on to an entirely different subject. This just opened in the Magic Kingdom, and it is soon to open in Disneyland in California. The new Redhead scene in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride is up and running at the Magic Kingdom.
Yes, and it seems to be having a little bit of issues as well. Like, I've noticed on Twitter, a lot of people are saying that the ride keeps going into operation, then it would shut down because of technical difficulties, and then back into operation, then back into technical difficulties and stuff. So it keeps opening and closing, and it's been closed during opening for a while now, which is weird. So I don't know what the issue is. Maybe there's an issue with the new animatronic or something?
Maybe.
No clue. But we have been able to see it now at one of our regional parks, regional Disney parks, which is interesting because the only other time that we've seen it was at Disney Paris, I believe. And I don't know how I feel. How do you feel? You watched it, I'm sure, a bajillion times like I did.
I did not.
You did not?
I did not.
Only a couple bajillion instead of a whole bunch of bajillions.
No, I saw like a still frame picture of it, but I never actually
Oh, you never watched the
video.
video itself?
No.
Oh. So, essentially when your boat pulls in, the auctioneer is no longer selling the women, he's actually selling hens. So he's trying to sell them based on how many eggs they're laying, and then the redhead now says, like, they don't want hens or eggs, they want the rum. And then all the guys cheer, yeah, we want the rum. And she has a big bottle of rum in one hand and a big gun in the other hand. She kind of just holds it on her side. So that's kind of the interaction there. I don't necessarily have a problem with the scene being changed at this point. Like, I've gotten over it. I just kind of feel like the scene is a little mediocre, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with a woman having power. It has nothing to do with being sexist. It has nothing to do with political correctness. It has everything to do with the quality of the scene and the way that it was designed and the way that it was recorded and the way that it was executed. I think if you're going to have a scene where you're really trying to drive home the idea that there can be strong women in this historical context of pirates, and they can have a role in there too, why not make it the best possible thing you can do? To me, it really feels half-assed.
Yeah.
Just with the audio, the dialogue feels kind of clunky. They took away Paul Frees's voice, which is a big no-no to me. Overall, I mean, like, the animatronics look okay. Like, the new redhead looks okay. She kind of stands out just because she's newer compared to, like, all the older animatronics, but I can't complain about that. It's just, overall, I feel like the scene just doesn't fit anymore. Not as well as it used to.
Yeah, I'm sure that for people who are so used to the ride the way it was, like, it's gonna take a long time, if ever, for it to feel like it's actually gonna fit. But I guess just give it time. And for a whole generation, it's gonna fit, because that's gonna be all they know, you know, eventually.
True. And I think it's exciting to think about young girls who are going to go on this ride now and kind of look at this character and be like, she's cool. I kind of want to dress up like her now.
Yeah.
Instead of just boys going on this and saying, ooh, pirates, you know, fighting swords, guns, and all this stuff. It brings it open to a whole new generation of girls who are going to idolize it. Is that not a good thing, I guess? I don't know. She's promoting
She's peddling
drinking.
rum.
She's peddling rum and guns, which isn't something to look up to, but I guess it's kind of good.
Yeah, she's not supposed to be like a
Trading
role model.
Yeah, she's not supposed to be a role model, exactly.
She's just a strong woman, and they just needed to get rid of the auctioning off women scene. So.
Let's trade out auctioning off women for over drinking and guns.
That was already in the ride.
Yeah, that's true. I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's okay. It's not bad. I just wish they kind of executed it a bit better.
Yeah.
So, but on to our next topic. We're going to be talking about Walt Disney World and how they're going to start charging for overnight parking. Now, a lot of Disney fans are up in arms about this, but I would like them to know that remember that other parks in the area have already been charging for parking overnight before.
Yeah.
So this isn't a new thing that just randomly happened and started happening at theme parks and stuff. Universal Orlando has been charging for overnight parking for a while. So now, instead of it being free to stay at the resorts, it's going to cost you $24 per night at deluxe resorts, $19 per night for moderate resorts, $13 for value resorts. Valet parking is going to increase from $25 to $33. But if you're a DVC member, which is Disney Vacation Club, they're exempt, but only when they're staying at the deluxe villa resorts. So that's going to be kind of the new way of life at Walt Disney World for all of their resorts that are on property. This doesn't affect us.
No, because the time we went, we flew. If we ever go again, we're going to fly and not rent a car.
And take the Disney Express,
their
Magical Express.
And honestly, it's like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. If you're going to Walt Disney World, you're staying at a hotel, you are shelling out big bucks anyway. What's another $100 if you're staying 4 nights?
Yeah, because if you're staying, usually people who go to Walt Disney World, a majority I would like to think, are staying for about a week, which usually means thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like
so
you
what's
said,
another
what's another
$150,
$100, $200 on top of that for your parking? I can understand why people are upset. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Is that you're used to the way of it being free, and you don't like how Disney's nickeling and diming you at this point. And that's kind of what Disney's kind of doing at this point in all aspects of their business. But we do have to remember that it's a business, and they're trying to make money. I mean, I still complain about stuff all the time that Disney's overcharging, overpricing, raising things, and doing all stupid stuff. But they are a business, and you have to remember that. But from our point of view, as people who live in California, we deal with parking at hotels and being charged for it all the time.
Yeah.
So if this were something that was happening, I would just be like, okay, well, just another hotel that we're getting charged at.
Do the Disneyland hotels charge for parking over here?
I am not 100% sure, but I know that
I feel like they do.
every single hotel that we've slept at
Yeah.
has charged us for parking. And I remember that being the case when we went on that trip. Remember that trip we went to Disneyland? We spent the night in the hotel, but it wasn't on Disney property. It was
Yeah.
across the street.
They charged.
They charged
Yeah.
us every night. And I was like, that's bull crap. I told the person there, I was like, you're charging me to park my car here? I'm already being charged to sleep here. So I'm used to that now. I'm very, very, very used to it. So it's no surprise to me. It's just a matter about time that they started charging people. I'm surprised that they weren't before.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known because we didn't have a car when we went.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sucks, but it's the way of life. They're a business. They want to make money. It's overcrowding, I think.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't bother me, and not just because we don't drive there. Like it's not that big of the deal in the big picture of how much money you're spending going there, and you're spending so much money going there anyway. It's like it's whatever. I mean, I know it stings. It's like, you know, the last little thing that they could possibly like squeeze money out of you for. It's like, I know a lot of people think it's unnecessary and whatnot, but you know what? They have movies to make. They have new rides to build. Would you be complaining if they didn't charge for parking and didn't charge for this and that, and then we didn't get a new ride every year? Yeah,
I
you'd
guess
be
so,
complaining.
yeah.
So you know what? You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, putting down the law, Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez. But yeah, I agree. It sucks, but it happens.
Yeah.
So, and one last thing before we jump into our trip report to Knott's Berry Farm, you may or may not have heard our good news.
If you're following us on social media, you probably heard.
Maybe.
The theme park duo is gonna have a baby.
What? We're having a baby. Yes, so that is the good news, is that Nikki is currently pregnant.
Uh-huh.
And the due date currently, the tentative due date of the opening of this attraction is September 26th.
Yeah.
Correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's the opening night of Haunted Knott's Berry Farm, which is a nightmare for me. So we'll take that step by step, and I hopefully this child will either hold its horses and wait till after opening night, or come way before so that I can still go to opening night. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see when it comes to that.
My Halloween season's shot, but Gabe's gonna go a few times.
Oh yeah, I'm so going to a whole bunch of stuff.
You can bring a friend.
I don't have friends, Nikki. You know this. You're my only friend. When we got married, you're like, you're not allowed to have friends.
Oh, I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah, so I have no friends, Nikki. That's your fault. So I'm just gonna go by myself.
I'm sorry.
I'm just
But
gonna
we're a theme park duo.
I'm just gonna.
Listeners, send in your applications.
Gabe's new friend.
Send in your friend applications. He might take you to Scary Farm for free.
This is a new trend on our show. We ask listeners to send in crap to us all the time.
Be our friends.
Be our friends, oh please, oh god. No, last time we were like, we're making bets, so send us bets in the email. Now we're asking people to sign up to be my friend.
Don't you want audience participation?
Audience participation is fantastic.
Yeah.
But I don't think I need to be on a show like The Bachelor almost to find a new friend.
it would be such a fantastic. It could be like a YouTube series.
Instead of like giving a rose and be like, you take this fast pass.
Yeah. To friendship.
To friendship. Yes, I will. And then we go on a ride together.
And then you say, oh no, never mind. I like that guy better. I take it back.
I take it back. Okay, I don't watch Bachelor, but I get that joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're having a baby, so that's really, really exciting, and, you know, our lives are going to change forever now.
Uh-huh.
But do not worry, everybody who actually enjoys listening to this show. We're still going to be recording. Of course, the show is going to evolve and change, as it always does, regardless of whether or not you're having a baby, but because we're having a child, the show will evolve with that and kind of incorporate our adventures with the little one, and how we kind of work with our child and bringing our child to theme parks and how it's working out. You know, those topics will come up now.
Uh-huh.
So that'll be really, really fun to kind of help kind of change the show to what we're doing. And it's fun too, because we're by that time it's almost like 2 full seasons of just you and I.
Uh-huh.
And then into the 3rd season, pretty much in the latter half of season 2, it's going to be you and I plus the baby.
Uh-huh.
We're not changing the show to theme park trio or anything. But it'll always be theme park duo. You just might hear baby crying. We're going to totally ignore it during the recording of our episodes because priorities.
Priorities.
But joking, people, joking. But the show will evolve, and that's going to be really fun. I'm really excited about that. And also just trying to figure out how to introduce theme parks into our child's life.
Oh, yeah. As soon as possible.
I don't know about you, and we haven't had this discussion yet, and we're having it on the show, which is really interesting. I'm not a leash guy. Like, I don't want to put... that did not sound right at all. I don't want to put a leash on my kid.
I think your tune might change when you have a rambunctious 3-year-old.
Maybe. As of right now, my personal preference is to not put my child on, like, a monkey leash.
When your child runs in front of one of the horses at Disneyland, you're going to change your tune.
Well, I'm also going to tell my child, hey, you deserved it. You ran there. That's not my fault.
You're not making yourself look very good this episode.
I purposefully saying terrible things.
They're all jokes, people.
I just like making jokes.
Yes.
And also making you cringe.
Yeah, I know. You like.
That's kind of my MO. Just a little bit.
I hope the baby's not like you.
Hairy and annoying.
Yeah.
That's fine. That is a fair thing to want. That's a very, very fair thing. But anyway, it's exciting news, and it's fun to really plan our future together with the child and kind of figuring out when we want to introduce our kids to the theme, or our kid to theme parks, and say, like, here's Disneyland, here's Knott's, let's go on your first ride, you know, all this stuff. So yeah. It's really, really exciting. What I'm most excited about at this point, and it's the closest thing, is having the first picture with, like, Snoopy or Mickey Mouse with our kid.
Yeah. No, I'm super excited for that.
It's gonna be really exciting. Mm-hmm. So, but with all of that said, let's get to our main topic of the episode, where we're gonna take a trip report to Knott's Berry Farm to chat about Boysenberry Festival. So Knott's Berry Farm has Boysenberry Festival that takes place, what is it? It's not technically spring, is it?
Today or yesterday was the first day of spring, the 21st or 22nd, so it just started a few days ago.
Spring.
It's their springtime event.
Well, yeah, because when it first started, it wasn't called Boysenberry Festival completely. It was called Knott's Berry Bloom.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that, yeah, it's supposed to kind of take place during spring.
Yeah.
It's their spring thing, like you said. And there is a multitude of food that incorporates the boysenberry into it, kind of celebrating the history of Knott's Berry Farm and really pushing forward what it got known for in the first place, which is the boysenberry.
Yeah.
So it's a fun event to go to, and if you've been to like a Disney's Food and Wine or something, it's similar to that in the sense that there's a bunch of food to taste, there's drinking and stuff like that. So we got to go on Media Day this past weekend, and we enjoyed it to the fullest. Well, I did. Yeah. Well, I did because Nikki couldn't drink. She enjoyed it almost to the fullest.
Almost.
I enjoyed it all the way to the fullest because I got her dream cards.
And we were both to the fullest by the time we left because we ate so much food.
I saw what you did there. Yeah, we were full of food.
Yes.
It was ridiculous. So, one of the best things about Boysenberry Festival, in my opinion, is their tasting card.
Uh-huh.
And for $30, you can buy a tasting card. And this year it comes on a
It's a
handy
lanyard.
lanyard. And it's laminated. And it's really nice. Like, the quality, I'm holding it in my hand now. It's really good quality.
There's a
It's
map
gonna
on the
last
back
you.
to show you where all the food locations are, and then on the front it tells you what each food stop is. And then all along the perimeter there's 8 pull-off tabs, which is good for one tasting. And they're not food specific. So like in the years past it's been a punch card and you can only get one tasting each. And you had to get that particular tasting, but this time they're pull-off tabs, so if you really like one of them and say you're allergic to something, you can't have something, you can use the tabs on whatever you want. You could get 8 servings of boysenberry pierogies if you wanted.
Yeah, and I think that adds to the appeal of the tasting card. And what I was saying was that the fact that it's like laminated on a lanyard and stuff this year, instead of it just kind of being a thing that you punch hole and kind of get messed up and is scared of losing, it adds value to it. Like, to me, it makes me feel important when I'm carrying around this lanyard around my neck. It's like I have the power.
And it's a souvenir.
Yeah, it's a cool souvenir that you can take home. It's not going to get all messed up with all the punch holes in it because you just take off the things.
Should we go through the food? Okay, should we start with number 1? Okay, number 1 is the slow-cooked boysenberry short ribs.
Yum.
Yeah, you liked them.
Yum.
Yeah, I didn't try them because I don't eat red meat.
I'm going to give each one of these, because we tried them all, I'm going to give them out of 10 boysenberries.
Yeah.
10 boysenberries being, oh my god, fill a bathtub up with it. I'm going to hop into it naked and spend 3 whole days soaking and basking in the glory of this food.
I don't want to see that sight.
It might be one of the foods. One being, I throw it at the nearest chicken. Just at its face.
You're just going off the rails. I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about? I'm not going off the rails.
Short ribs. How many
drunk on boysenberry.
How many boysenberries are you giving the short ribs?
Just like get over it.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
You talked about throwing food at chickens' faces.
Well, there's a lot of chickens at Knott's. If you watch our vlog, we ran into some roosters and
Gabe scared a rooster.
They tried to mug us.
He also tried to pick a fight with a goose, and
that is not on the vlog.
It's not on the vlog, but he tried to pick a fight with a goose in an empty parking lot. I was not happy because I am so afraid of geese. He antagonized a goose with me sitting in the car next to him.
Let me preface this with, I drove up next to a goose in a car.
And he squawked at it.
And she was still scared.
Yes.
So I drove up next to it and I was just like, ah! And it looked at me, got up and like limped away, and it was limping and I felt really bad. Because I honestly thought it was going to try to attack the car. And I thought it was going to be pretty entertaining.
Oh, that I would have cried. You would have ruined.
You're in a metal car.
I don't care. You would have ruined the Boysenberry Festival for me. I would have cried. Geese are so scary.
If the geese tried to attack the car?
Yes.
But you're in a car.
I would never have gotten out of the car.
Okay, sidetrack done.
Okay.
Food.
How many boysenberries are you giving the short ribs?
Are you mad now?
Yes.
I give the boysenberry short ribs a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
On the scale of boysenberries.
Decent. Yeah. It was. I mean, you liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like, I went pretty extreme with my 1 and 10, but obviously, like, 1 being I didn't like it, 10 being I freaking loved it.
So the 6 is pretty good.
6 is pretty good. Like, to me, like, 6 is like, I'll have it again.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
So, it was good. It wasn't, like, out of this world.
Yeah.
It was definitely tender and delicious.
Okay. Number 2 is boysenberry pierogies. And just to explain what that is a little bit, it's like a cheddar cheese filled ravioli with
well, it's more like a boiled pot sticker or something like that.
Yeah,
it's kind of
like
what it is,
sticker. Yeah. And then it
was covered in onion, boysenberry, bacon mixture with boysenberry sour cream.
Yeah.
I give this a 7 And the only reason why
I didn't like this as much as you did.
See, the reason why I gave it a 7 is because I liked it more than the short rib.
Yeah.
I thought that the flavors, when they were all mixed together, were really good. And they're all meant to be mixed together.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't like it as much. I'd give it a 5.
I mean, I do... I'll retract a point. Because visually, it was not appealing at all.
Visually, it was yucky.
Visually, it was yucky.
It was.
What was my original amount of boysenberries I gave it?
7?
A 7? I'm giving it a 6.
Okay.
Because visually, it was yucky.
Okay. So I give it a 5, you give it a 6. Okay. Something I think we can agree on. Number 3. Boysenberry chicken wings.
Boysenberry chicken wings is straight up like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9. And I don't even like chicken wings. I don't like dealing with...
Yeah, you don't like chicken wings in the bone and kind of like handle it and stuff. Yeah.
But I will devour a whole serving of the Boysenberry chicken wings.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, it's also because of that Boysenberry barbecue sauce. That just friggin' makes anything good.
Oh, yeah. Totally. If they were normal chicken wings, nah. But the Boysenberry chicken wings, Oh, yeah. I'd give it a 9.
Yeah.
So good.
So you're getting close to a bath in that stuff.
No. No, I'm nowhere near close to a bath.
Oh, God, I wish looks really came through on this podcast. She looked up at me slowly with a straight face. No.
Okay. Number 4. Boysenberry coconut macaroons.
I'm not a coconut guy, really, so that's really rough.
Yeah.
The flavor was there, so I'm probably going to have to give this like a 3 or a 4 out of 10 boysenberries.
Yeah, I'd give it a 4. I hate everything coconut, so...
I hate coconuts, hate shredded coconut, hate coconut milk, coconut water, coconut families,
Yeah.
people who act cocoa nuts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it all. So, yeah, so given that there was like a boysenberry kind of, what would you call it?
It was like an icing,
The
almost
icing,
like a hard icing.
The icing was very good, but in the small nibble I took was fine. I'm not even really a big dessert person.
Well, we heard a lot of people rant and rave over this thing. So it's just us not being coconut fans.
Yeah, so if you were a coconut fan, it might be like a 6, you know, maybe higher. But given the fact that we don't like coconut, 4.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. I think this is a 10 boysenberries.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Boysenberry elote.
That is like a 16.
It's a straight up like winner.
I will
it
sleep
was winner
in a
of the
bed full of
festival.
them. To me, it was out of the tasting card. What?
What did you say? What do you want to do to the boysenberry elote game?
I said I wanted to sleep in a bed full of them. I'm surprised it kind of went over your head a little
no,
bit.
No, it didn't. I was just talking. I heard it though.
Oh.
Okay.
You're crying.
Yeah. You're describing so many things you want to do with this food. It's just awkward.
I want to take it out on a date and treat it to a movie and dinner. That's what I want to do. And then take it home and ask politely for a kiss goodnight.
Yeah, because it's a respectable lady.
Because it's a respectable lady. And then I'll buy it flowers on the second day. I want to woo the boysenberry elote.
No, it's
all joking
phenomenal.
aside, this is, to us, the best thing on the tasting card.
I would have used all my tastings on that. I would have.
Honestly, I'm
good.
probably going to get 2 of them when we go next time.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go back and get another
yeah.
tasting card. I want 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because you ate most of this one. I had a couple nibbles out of it.
We shared one tasting card, so we shared a lot of stuff. I ate most of the chicken.
But also because you couldn't drink or anything like that, and I took all of those.
And there were
I gave you most of the things that you wanted.
Yeah.
Like I let you have all of them.
Thank you.
It's only fair.
It is fair.
So I didn't get to woo my elote.
No, but you will next time.
Yes, I will.
Yes.
I'm gonna walk it around, show it Knott's Berry Farm before I eat the crap out of it. I seriously, it's a 10 in my book. It's just so delicious.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's ridiculous.
Straight up 10. So good. Okay, next on the list is the boysenberry hummus with grilled pita bread.
This also was in the same boat as the pierogies, as the not very appealing And
it looked like poop and pita.
Poop and pita?
Poop and pita.
It looked like refried beans.
Yeah.
It straight up looked like refried beans.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any way to make that look
hummus
better.
Like if you're using an ice cream scoop to put
even
hummus on a
hummus
plate,
looks gross.
it's gonna look like a pile of mush, so there's really no way to spice it up.
But the pita looked great because it was grilled. It had the marks on it and everything.
It was warm, and honestly, it tasted great.
Yeah, it was just visually unappealing.
It was slightly sweet hummus with the pita. It was perfect. So get past the look, and it is really, really quite a good little snack.
Yeah, I'd probably say a 5.
I'd give it a 6.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was good.
Ooh.
And I like hummus.
Hummus.
And I really like pita bread. So
Pita.
Pita. Where's Pita?
Are you doing your Jennifer Lawrence impression from
The Hunger Games.
Pita.
Pita.
You just hold it up. I have one.
They got Pita.
At Knott's.
We gotta save Pita.
Nikki officially has gone nuts.
Just look it up on YouTube.
Yes.
Because they like replace Pita Malark with just pita bread. Like just in all the scenes. It's really funny.
Yes.
It's probably not that funny, but I think it's funny.
It's very funny. I give it to you. I'll give that to you.
Okay, moving on. Number 7, Boysenberry cheese quesadilla.
This was for me was a little disappointing, but was still pretty good.
It was still okay.
It just sucks because like on the scale of everything that's on this card, they're all good.
Yeah.
But they're all a scale of good, and to me, this is it's just good. It's not. There's nothing to rant and rave about. It's a quesadilla with a slightly boysenberry taste to it because of the tortilla.
The tortilla was boysenberry flavored. It was purple, and there was normal cheese inside. There was a boysenberry salsa, and then there was cream cheese. No, sour cream. Sour cream.
Sour cream.
Yeah,
yes.
I said the wrong cream. It was sour cream. So yeah, it was. I went into this really excited for the quesadilla. So
this was your number one most excited thing.
Yeah, and so I went in. I was a little disappointed. I'd give it a 5. It wasn't terrible. It was okay. Yeah, just middle of the road.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I would probably give it a 5. It just wasn't exciting for me. Blah. It was good. It needed more cheese. If it had more cheese, it might have been a different situation.
Yeah.
Because the cheese was really good. It was cotijas and mozzarella.
Yeah.
And if you had a little bit more of both, it would be stringy. I wanted it to be stringy, but they were just flat.
Yeah, a little bit.
So.
Okay, last one on the list is boysenberry sausage on a bun. And this had boysenberry relish and boysenberry barbecue sauce with it.
I will put the sausage in my mouth any day. It was fantastic.
I tried a little bit of it, and it looked super good. Like, if I was a big, what is that? Like, beef and pork?
It was
pork?
Probably pork. That's my guess.
I probably could have had a bigger bite then. Next time I want more. But it was good, what I tasted, but I try not to eat too much, because, like, if I eat stuff like that in big portions, I don't feel good. So, yeah, but it looked great.
Honestly, for me, like, this is another highlight.
Yeah.
I thought that the sausage mixed with the relish and the boysenberry barbecue sauce was a complete hit. It was a hit for me. So I would probably give that a good 8 out of 10 boysenberries. Like, that was really good.
Yeah.
If you watch the vlog that we just posted on YouTube, if you search Theme Park Duo, you could see me just enamored with it. I was throwing my head back in acceptance.
Yeah.
So those are all the food items that come with the tasting card, so you could try all of that. And like, when I say tasting card, it isn't just like, oh, here's a slice of sausage. It's a full sausage in a bun. It is like meal status.
Yeah, I mean, some of the servings were a little bit smaller on a few of the things. Like, I think if you actually pay for an order of the boysenberry chicken wings, you get more than you do on the tasting card, which is fine.
4 or 5 or something like that.
And I think if you pay for them, it's like 8 or something.
Yeah, you get a good amount more.
The pita was a little small. The quesadilla was a little small. But if you have your own tasting card, it's not that small at all. You'll be full by the time you finish the card.
Because you're trying all of the other stuff.
Gabe and I were sharing, so it was a little small.
Yes. And when you have a Montoya-sized stomach.
Yeah. Or a pregnant Nikki-sized stomach.
Yes. Which is more important.
Yeah. Which, by the way, side note, I'm super happy that I got over my morning sickness in time to enjoy the Boysenberry Festival.
Which, by the way, everyone, when she says morning sickness, it's more like all-day sickness.
Yeah.
Because it starts in the morning. and then it goes all day.
February was bad.
It was a bad month for
Yeah, it
you.
was.
Yeah, it was. But we ended on a good note with Boysenberry Festival.
Yeah.
Yay! So, lots of delicious foods. On top of that, I mean, pretty sure they brought back the alligator bites
Yeah, I
with
saw
the
people walking around
with
that.
the Boysenberry aioli.
Uh-huh,
I'm pretty sure the pizza came back.
There was the cheesecake on a stick.
Yeah, the cheesecake, and it
Dipped
was
in the
dipped in the Boysenberry fountain.
Boysenberry chocolate fountain.
Yeah, they have that.
Uh-huh. There was...
Boysenberry filled churros.
Yes, they were there too. They always have the Boysenberry soft serve. That's
Boysenberry
year-round.
meatballs.
Meatballs were served at Ghost Town Grill.
Yep.
There's so many more. I'm sure we're missing some.
Boysenberry cornbread. Boysenberry pulled pork sandwiches.
Uh-huh.
Boysenberry pulled chicken sandwiches.
Uh-huh.
So a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So honestly, like, they're all over the park. So if you don't just see a stand with it, go to each one of the food venues and see what they have, because they probably have something special.
Uh-huh. Oh, someone mentioned that over at the place that serves
Starbucks?
Starbucks. I added the S.
When you say that, all I think about is Dave Starbuck, our friend who's a photographer.
I think of Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that before.
But I also
on a
think
previous
of
episode,
but I also
and
think
nobody
of,
got it either.
I also think of Battlestar Galactica every time I hear the name Dave Starbuck. So there you go.
Yes. Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. Okay, moving on.
They have a Boysenberry Frappuccino,
Yes.
and it's an actual Starbucks item, and like they were pretty
surprised
they were pretty proud
Knott's
about
with
it. Knott's is the only Starbucks in the world that serves the Boysenberry Frappuccino, and it's not a Knott's item; it's a Starbucks item.
They just
So
made it for
it's
Knott's.
exclusive, and I think that's super cool.
That's super
And
cool.
I haven't tried it yet. I want to try it.
I think I've had the Boysenberry latte before. I feel like that exists.
No,
and
they have-
Boysenberry coffee
they have
too.
Boysenberry coffee, but that's not Starbucks.
We'll get it next time.
Yeah.
We'll get it next time. We'll
Yeah.
definitely get it next
Oh,
time.
and we have to
Boysenberry boba.
we have to say we tried the Boysenberry boba.
So the boba, I don't think was fully cooked when we got ours. Like it
Yeah.
was still kind of, some were hard, some were perfect.
I'd want to try
It was
it
a
again.
mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe it was like opening weekend jitters, trying to get things right.
But the
and stuff
actual
like that.
tea was good.
No, yeah, it tasted delicious. I really liked it. It was a perfect mixture of that sweetness. It was always balanced really well. And that's across the board on the things that we've had at Boysenberry Festival. I do have to say that it was always a perfect balance of sweetness.
Yeah.
The sweetness was never overbearing in any sense.
Unless you're drinking the wine.
Well, yeah, the wine is, but that's a
That's a
different
whole
story.
other topic.
And then there's the Boysenberry cider and beer. Those are available year round, though.
Yeah, and they're great too. We love them.
Yeah,
I don't love them right now, but I usually love them.
because you can't partake in them.
Yeah.
At the moment. But now that we're talking about the beer and wine, we head over to the Wilderness Dance Hall, which is where they had the wine and craft beer tasting. So you can get a tasting card for that too, and I believe there's 6 tastings on it. And you can go in and try different wines or different craft beers.
Side note though, we found out this year that they used to give you a plate of snacks with the tasting card. Now it counts as a tasting.
That stinks.
I don't like that.
No, that's not fun.
It's pretty low. That like it should come with it. It should be included, and then you also get your tastings.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe because
Hopefully.
you know how sometimes like
Like an employee just
employee
didn't get the memo.
doesn't get the memo or
Hopefully,
something. Like
because
sometimes it happens.
because,
Opening weekend.
Like I hate to be too bashy, but I think it's pretty cheap. Like it should come with it. It's come with it
Well, because
every
it
other
has
year.
every other year.
Yeah,
That's
and-
why I think maybe it was a mistake.
I hope it was. Like if we go back, I'd like to see it not be that way.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So if you go over there, you can try all the different wines, different beers. Really fun.
Yeah.
So that's always a really fun place to go if you want to just kind of relax and have an adult beverage, a libation.
And this year they also had, because usually the inside was just wine tastings.
Yes.
But this year I heard that they had a few beer tasting stations too.
Yes, they had craft brews.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
More craft brews than normal.
Uh-huh.
Before it wasn't very many.
Yeah.
But now they have more, which is
Yeah.
great. So I might want to do that again too, because I used all mine up on 50/50s,
Yeah.
which is half Boysenberry beer, half Boysenberry cider. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's amazing. But yeah, so they have that too. And then on the other side of that same building, if you're in there, it's one of the new offerings for their for entertainment this year. It's Tied Up in Knots, a tribute to the farm, and it's art. People have created pieces of artwork to put up on the wall, and they're all dedicated to knots.
Yeah.
And they're all really cool and unique in their own right. They're all very different. Different art styles, like some carving, some, are little models and a whole bunch of stuff.
Lots of paintings and drawings.
And what the cool thing is that you can look at all of those, and some of them actually have prints that you can go buy at the Mystery Lodge shop, in which we bought one.
We did. We bought one for the log ride. It
was a really, really cute picture. Like, I'll post it on social media so everyone could see what we bought. It was really fun to know that, all these unique pieces of artwork were for sale. Because the one thing I said when I heard that they were going to have it was, Nikki, we don't have that much Knots artwork.
We don't, because
we have
there's not
all
much
this
available.
Disneyland stuff and like haunt stuff and things.
Yeah.
We should get something Knots related. That's awesome. So that was like a must for us.
Uh-huh.
So there was limited quantities of stuff, so things do sell out.
Yeah, but I think the prints will be available longer.
Yeah, some prints more than others. I know that our friends Rick and Johanna from TPA, as well as Sean and Carmel from Parks and Cons, and Gary Baker, who works in like Midsummer Scream and does all Ghost Train and all that stuff. They all bought the Soapbox Derby art print. They bought the last 3.
But for
gone.
that day, I'm sure they'll have more.
Who knows? I don't know, because I guess how are you supposed to know like how many to make?
Well, the artists print their own art prints, like get them printed. So maybe they, could order more for the rest of the festival, and maybe place a bigger order, knowing how fast they were going. So
yeah, there's a possibility.
Hopefully, just go check at the Mystery Lodge shop. Hopefully, they will have what you want.
Yeah, and if you're going there to actually buy one, they are not displayed. FYI.
Yeah.
They are in a drawer, and you have to ask to look at them.
But there's a book you can look through.
There is no book.
No, there is. Rick and Johanna were looking through a book. We just
they
didn't
had
get the book.
Yeah, we didn't get a book. So that's one thing that I wish they actually had. I wish it was on display.
We just had a helper that wasn't very knowledgeable. But they do have a book showing what art prints are available, and then once you pick out the one you want, they'll go to the drawer and get it for you.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wish things were on display. It would make it so much easier. Then you wouldn't have to look through a book and like multiple people can like just look at a wall.
Yeah.
That's all the pieces on it. It just make it a lot better. I just also like the girl that we were talking to. Like we were like, hey, why don't they put up stuff? She goes, because this is the Mystery Lodge store.
Yeah.
Like it's, duh, you dumbasses. Like why would we put this up? It's like, come on now, you guys could put it up. You guys could have a small display dedicated to the artwork that you're trying to sell here. It makes it look a lot more appealing.
I think it's their first year doing anything like this. I think they need to fine tune it and figure out what works. I think they'll get it down a bit more in the future.
Yeah, and I hear tell that they were thinking about something like this for Haunt.
Ooh.
My God.
We'll go poor.
Lord help me.
And I won't be there to stop you.
I will buy all of the art.
Friend requirements. Stop Gabe from going poor at the art sale.
No person can stop me from spending my money on Haunt goods. Just ask my wife.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not true, actually. There's a lot of Haunt things I haven't bought.
But there are a lot that you have bought.
True, but usually they're on the smaller side. T-shirts are the most expensive.
Yeah.
Give me a break. It's my favorite thing in the world.
It is. I'm not your favorite thing in the world?
It's my second favorite thing in the world.
Okay, that's better.
Hey, I have a tattoo dedicated to you on my leg, and I have a tattoo dedicated to Knott's Berry Farm.
They're the same tattoo!
I know, but at least they're both dedicated to either one.
They're the same tattoo.
Well, they're two different pieces. They are two different pieces.
Tattoo.
They're not connected, they're two different ones.
Mine are connected.
Mine aren't.
Mine doesn't have Not Scary Farm on it.
It does not. My key tattoo has knots on it. My lock is all you. She's just like, come on, let's just move on with the show, Gabe. Come on now. We have more things to cover. We're almost an hour in and you're talking about your tattoos. Sorry. Anyway, moving on. We're talking about entertainment. So we were talking about the art that was available there. Knott's is continually, every single event that it's been doing recently have just been incredible with the amount of entertainment they've been offering.
Uh-huh.
It's so much entertainment that it's hard to see it all in one day.
It's almost impossible. There's so much.
We didn't see all of it.
No.
Like, there was no time.
Yeah.
It's a multiple day event if you want to see all the offerings that Knott's has. So, on the back of our press lanyard, they have a handy dandy list of entertainment offerings, which at the top, in the Wilderness Dance Hall, they have Tied Up in Knots, the art show that we were talking about. They have the old McDonald's farm in the livery stable.
We went to that.
Yes, we did do that.
Yeah, that's a bunch of horses and a goat and some sheep and...
I really wanted you to say it's a bunch of malarkey.
No, it's not.
It's not. It ain't no malarkey. It's horses, donkeys, sheeps, and goats.
Yeah.
So, I've said it a million times. I'm not going to beat a dead horse about it.
Bad joke.
But I really like how Knott's has this interactive feel to it.
Yeah, there's a nice little petting zoo.
Kids can come in, touch animals. You know, there's something about kids being able to actually touch things and kind of use their hands to learn. And like, oh, well, the horse feels like this because of this, and all these, you know, and just kind of learning in that aspect, which is kind of fun.
There's even that spot where you can make your own boysenberry pies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's by it's by the cemetery. It's in that little building.
It's right next to the Wilderness Dance Hall.
Yeah.
Right next to it. If you're looking at Wilderness Dance Hall, it's to the right.
Yeah.
It used to be where they kept the bugs, but now you can make food in it.
Yeah. At Ghost Town Alive, it was the post office.
Yep. So then they also have the history of the Boysenberry and Knott's Berry Farm at Ghost Town Town Hall, which we also saw, which it's the same video that they had last year.
Yep.
It's just a really sweet, well done video talking about the history of Knott's Berry Farm, kind of how it all came to be.
Yeah, it's a very sweet video, worth a watch.
And very emotional.
And it's only about 9 minutes long.
Tug at the heartstrings, you know?
Yeah.
Like, very sweet.
Uh-huh.
So, then they have Calico Park Fun, music and games. So multiple different events that happen to take place in front of the saloon in Calico Park.
Yeah, we caught the pie eating contest.
That was rather entertaining.
It was really fun. So it was mostly it was kids between the ages, I believe it was 5 to 12. And the twist was that they had to bring their parent or another adult,
a guardian
up to the stage with them, and they all wore ponchos. The pie was placed on top of the adult's head, and the kid had to not necessarily eat, but just with their mouths and faces shovel out all of the contents of the pie and just have the cleanest pie tin. And so, you know, the pie gets everywhere. And it was, this one kid looked like the pie coloring looked more red than purple.
It looked like she
looked like Carrie.
She looked like she had committed the most horrendous murder on Knott's Berry Farm property.
It was just really funny to watch. When we went, I was videotaping it, and I was having a hard time just keeping my phone steady while I was videotaping because I kept laughing because it was just so funny to watch them all.
There was, I don't know if you saw the one girl, but she kept going and taking bites and going blah, and like spitting it out.
Well, because that's what they told her to do.
You know, you're like all the other kids
were like
shoveling it out with their face. She's like, blah, blah, blah. And then after a while, like there was nothing left, so like it was mostly spit coming out. It was just ridiculous.
Well, needless to say, it was very entertaining, and if you're there, you gotta catch it. It was so much fun. And they have other things, like I saw on the list, there was line dancing at one time, and I'm not sure what the rest were, but there's every hour or so there's a different thing that you can go and do, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like how that kind of is a interchangeable event, like venue there where like multiple things take place. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
After that, they have Camp Snoopy activities and special photo moments at the Camp Snoopy Theater. They have old time melodrama in the Birdcage Theater. Chaparral in the Fireman's Barbecue stage.
We saw that.
We did see them. They were very cool.
They were really good.
They were good.
Yeah.
Then there's Fiesta Village with DJ Cruz at the Fiesta Plaza stage. Boardwalk Barbecue Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Boardwalk Barbecue. Boardwalk Barbecue rockin' duo, which we saw them setting up.
We saw them setting up while we were eating our boysenberry cornbread muffin. But we left before they started playing.
And then there's Snoopy's Boysenberry Jamboree on the Calico Mon stage.
And that was the same show as last year, pretty much identical.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was a great show last year.
It's a show targeted at kids.
Yeah.
We're not the demographic that it's really targeting. Yeah. But I do think that what they're doing and what they're kind of incorporating is for the whole family. You know, the Peanuts characters are all in there, but then there's songs that these dancers are singing to that aren't songs that kids would know. Like adults would know these songs, like Singing in the Rain. Kids don't know that song.
Yeah.
It's a song that kids can know, and it's like family oriented, but more adults would know what that is than kids.
Yeah.
I had fun watching it just because I get such a delight out of watching kids get up and just be so happy to dance with like Snoopy and Linus and Franklin and Lucy and Charlie Brown, just and with all the actors and actresses from the stage, because they come down and interact with the kids and they all dance together. There's just something so magical about that happening, and to me that's theme park magic at its best.
Yeah.
You know, you see kids looking up at Snoopy like he's Mickey Mouse. Like, that's the only way I can compare it, and I don't want to compare it because it's two very drastically different things. You know, you have Mickey Mouse, you have Snoopy. Arguably, Mickey Mouse is more popular, but when a kid is able to look up at Snoopy and be that excited that he or she gets to dance with him, or whether it be Franklin, Charlie Brown, or anybody else out of the Peanuts gang, that's awesome.
I don't know. Nobody hate me for this, but I feel like, in a way, Snoopy is a little bit more fun. Like, if you think about it, like Mickey, like kids are like, oh, it's Mickey, you know, but kids are like, it's Snoopy, you know, kind of.
I can kind of see what you're saying.
There's
like,
a little bit more of a sense of awe with Mickey Mouse, where Snoopy is like, that's my buddy Snoopy, you know?
Yeah, I think he's more approachable, maybe. I don't know. I mean, like, Mickey Mouse originally was very mischievous.
Yeah.
And he would get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So did Snoopy for a certain extent, but I feel like maybe there's this disconnect where one's a mouse, one's a dog. I don't know.
It's also the dog thing, probably.
Do you think it's a dog thing where Snoopy's a beagle and Mickey's just a mouse?
Maybe.
I do think you're right, though. There is something very drastically different about those two characters where you're like, oh, it's Snoopy, I want to give him a hug. And like, when I look at Mickey, I'm like, I don't think about hugging you. I think about wanting to take a picture with you.
Yeah.
You know, I do think you're onto something to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we walked in and Snoopy was dressed up in a full bunny outfit, and I thought it was the most adorable thing in the world.
I wanted to run over and hug him.
We wanted to run over and give him a hug.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But yeah, that was just my random thought that just popped in my head.
Well-timed random thought.
Yeah.
But that was all of the entertainment offerings that they have there. Outside of that, I mean, you have all the world-class attractions and the rides that you can go on. When we were there, they were starting to cycle through Accelerator through its paces again. So they're getting it up and running, which is really exciting.
Oh, we should talk about our Sky Cabin experience.
Oh, yeah, that was exciting. So we decided Sky Cabin would be a good option because it hasn't been open for a while. It got stuck a while ago, and it's been...
And I can ride it.
And you could ride it. That's mainly the reason why we rode it, because you could ride it while you're pregnant.
Yeah.
So we got in, went up, mainly because we wanted to get some cool photos of hang time.
Which we did.
We got to the top, rotating as we're coming down. It just stops. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, maybe they're stopping it so we could hold on to this nice view. And after a while, I started to panic internally. I didn't want to panic on the outside because I didn't want you to panic. The guy came on the loudspeakers like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm. We are stuck currently, but we will continue our journey down in just a moment. Please remain calm. And just like hangs it up, and I look at you and I'm like, we're stuck up here. This sucks. We even put like a video of it up and everything. It was terrible. I said terrible because it was terrifying and terrible at the same time. So
yeah, I mean, we were only stuck for about 5 minutes.
Not very long.
Yeah, then we started going back down, but you know, those 5 minutes were like, we could be up here forever. It could be all day. We might not be able to taste any more boysenberry things today.
At that point, we only had tasted 2 things.
Yeah.
I told you afterwards, but like my first thought was, what if I have to use the bathroom?
Yeah.
When we're all the way up here.
Valid thought.
Yes, but yes, we ended up coming down and everything worked out, but we ran away from that very quickly.
Yeah.
Post haste. So we went on from that to taste more foods, and we survived our Trapped 4.0 experience. So Jeff Tucker probably had something to do with that.
It's like, oh, Gabe's on the sky cap.
I'm gonna make it stop.
I'm gonna make a phone call.
Exactly. Outside of that, the whole park is in general, like Ghost Town, is decked out in boysenberries, and fresh flowers and all this stuff. And
I think the fresh flowers are my favorite part. Everything is just so fun and pretty and fresh. I mean, literally everywhere you look, everything is decorated with fresh flowers, and it's colorful and beautiful.
The one thing I do have to say is that the decorations aren't overbearing.
No.
They're very slight decorations. And I like that because I like Ghost Town as it is, and just with the accents of the flowers and the boysenberries that kind of hang around, which double as lights. They light up at night. It's gorgeous. I think it's beautiful.
Uh-huh.
So I really like Ghost Town like that. Anything that puts the best out of Ghost Town.
Yeah. And they have a whole bunch of craft stations like they did before. A whole bunch of vendors selling different things like aprons and soaps and peanut brittle, you name it. Someone is selling it. And I think that's really fun too, just having those vendors there. They have the glass blower and the wood carver there, so that's really cool. I always love seeing those things.
I love all that stuff. And let's not forget about all the Knott's specific products. So we have like the sugar-free boysenberry concentrate that they have new this year. They have the chocolate bars that have pieces of pie in them.
I heard those were really good. We didn't buy any.
No, we didn't buy those. We were gonna buy like this big pack of it.
Yeah.
We ended up just not doing it.
Yeah, we just
I don't know
forgot.
why. Maybe we're just like in our boysenberry coma and we just forgot.
I think it sounded good in the morning when we had empty stomachs, and then by the time we were almost heading out, we were like, oh, no more food.
Our tummies had no more room. See, what else do they have? They have a lot of bath products this year that were actually really impressive. I honestly wasn't expecting it.
Oh, yeah.
But guess what? It's all a shade of purple.
Yeah. No, it was very, it was an interesting choice for the Boysenberry
It was very
Festival.
Bed Bath & Beyond.
It was. There was like this, what's that called? It's like
a bath bomb?
No, the robe, but there's a special type of name for that.
Like a bathrobe?
But it's like a waffle fabric or...
What are you talking about?
It was like crisscross.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a name for it. I just thought it was a robe.
There is a name for it. But anyway, there's a robe. It's purple. It says Knott's on it. It's very nice. I think it was like $50.
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah, but then
it's
they
a
had
steep price for a robe.
Yeah, they had really nice towels that said Knott's on them. Then there was boysenberry everything. Bath bombs, bath salt, bars of soap.
Candles.
Candles, yeah. We bought the bar of soap.
Yes, we did. That's something I've been looking at for a while, though. I've wanted that for a while.
Yeah.
The boysenberry soap. And then on top of that, some of the other stores, they had, like, postcards that have Walter Knott on them and Cordelia Knott. The same pictures, like, on a mug and a whole bunch of other stuff like that. So there's plenty of products that are Knott's products to go look at. You just have to go and find them in the stores. Lucky for you, I'm sure they sell them in every single one of the stores during Boysenberry Festival.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you want to go looking, I'm sure you'll find something really cool that isn't even necessarily at one of those vendors that we were talking about.
Yeah. Oh, and then they have the Boysenberry Festival shirts, which I thought were really cool. There was one that said, "I'm just here for the food."
Which was us.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it wasn't. Because we were there for the entertainment, too.
There was a special combo. It was that shirt and then a pin for like $12.99.
That is a really good price.
Yeah.
Because normally, like, if you compare it to, like, shirts at Disneyland, those are $25 to $30 alone.
Uh-huh.
So if you're getting a shirt plus a pin to commemorate your visit and how much you gorged yourself for $12.99, that's pretty good.
And they were cute pins.
You have the pin, you have the t-shirt, and the indigestion to all remind you of your fantastic time at Knott's Berry Farm for the Boysenberry Festival. I just did like one of those like, yeah movements, but
sure
you didn't
did.
hear the yeah. You just, my body movement.
That's why you have to explain it.
Yes. And if I had one criticism and one hope for next Boysenberry Festival is that I want Boysenberry Festival to be park-wide.
There's no reason why it shouldn't be, in my opinion.
I completely 100% agree with you. It needs to be park-wide, not just Ghost Town.
It's not like it's a Ghost Town specific at all. You know, it's
like
not
none
like...
of the foods are themed to Ghost Town.
Yeah, it's not like Ghost Town.
It's
not like Ghost Town Alive. It's not like they have to keep it in Ghost Town. Spread it out. Find a corner of the park where not much is going on. Stick a booth there for a tasting.
A booth?
A booth. You know, because like right now, 3 of the food tasting booths were immediately when you walk in the park. You know, there was the elote, there was the... Oh,
wings.
Actually, it was 4.
The
there was
elote
the chicken
to the right,
wings,
the
and then
chicken
in
wings.
Spurs, there was the
pierogies and short rib.
pierogies and the short ribs. So right there, right off the bat, 4 things, and it got really congested.
Very
So
congested.
if you just spread it out a bit, you know, had one
and
over...
the boba was over there too.
Oh, the boba was over there too. But they also had the boba over at the Starbucks in the back. But if you put something else, you know, if you put like the elote over in Fiesta Village, if you put the short ribs on the boardwalk, you know, it just spread it out. Make people walk throughout the whole park. There's no reason not to do it.
You know what I think is a really interesting and smart idea is if they put you have your tasting card, still charge $30 for it, you still have 8 tastings, but there's 15 different options, and you put them throughout the entire park.
And you get to choose.
So you put like 3 over in Fiesta, 4 in like in Boardwalk, and then the rest in Ghost Town.
You know, I think that's brilliant. I think it would also make you more money because say you use up your 8 and then you're like, oh darn,
Crap, I wanted to try the other ones.
You're gonna go buy a separate 1-person tasting for that.
Exactly,
Because
just
you
so they
can-
can taste the
because
other
you
ones,
can
because it
buy
makes
the
you
stuff-
forces you to choose which ones you want.
Because you can buy the stuff individually too. Like if you didn't want to buy a tasting card, you could buy just a single serving of the elote or the chicken wings or, you know, the quesadilla, whatever you wanted. You can buy it separately too.
Yeah, and I think that will honestly spread people out a lot more because there's more options.
Yeah.
So it isn't just about having the same amount of options and spreading it out. It's about having more options and spreading everyone out like crazy. And then at that point, now that you have all these different options throughout the park, then you could theme some of them to the areas that they're in. Like you could have had the Boysenberry quesadilla and maybe the Boysenberry salsa and a couple other things in Fiesta.
Yeah.
Or you have something very beach-themed foods in Boardwalk, and then you have all the rest of the foods that are in Ghost Town. They don't have to be themed, but it's kind of cool if they were to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like slightly, very, very lightly. Like, what's a beach food? I can't think of a beach food. Like,
All
in
I
my
can
opinion,
think of is ice cream.
they could. Well, the Boysenberry, Boysenberry ice cream is like pretty close to Boardwalk almost.
I know. That's all I can think of for eating at the beach.
Yeah, I mean pizza is kind of like
Pizza?
yeah, in which they have the pizza, but it's sold somewhere else.
Yeah.
So they could easily sell the Boysenberry pizza over in I was just about to say Carnival, over by the Charles M. Schultz Theater,
Yeah.
which they might. I haven't checked there. The only place that I knew about the Boysenberry pizza was
Over by Ghost Rider.
over by Ghost Rider. So yeah, I think park wide is the next step for this event. I really, truly think it is. And I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about the future of this event. Because outside of Haunt, this is our favorite event that
Yes,
Knott's
it
has.
is. And it's getting better every year.
It's better every year, and they come up with things that, like, I wouldn't have thought of in a million years. I would have never thought about a Boysenberry elote.
Uh-huh.
Like, ever. And I think that's just incredible. The one thing we thought about, and we talked about with our friend Chris, aka Chopper, was that they should do like a boysenberry pull-apart bread, like monkey bread or something.
That would be so good.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
So, lots of great options: food, entertainment, photo ops, shows, just like all this stuff, all in one at the Knott's Berry Farm Boysenberry Festival that we highly suggest you go to. So if you want to get some tickets to go to Knott's Berry Farm, I would suggest you head over to knotts.com, check out the website, and buy your tickets online. You'll save a little bit of money before you get to the gate. And 100% get the tasting card. The tasting card is tremendous value for the amount of food that you're getting for $30.
And I know $30 sounds like a lot, but you're going to be eating there anyway.
Yeah, you're going to be eating there anyway.
It definitely replaces a meal or two, so...
I think it's almost 2 meals, to be honest, because there's that much food. Because
if you're eating everything alone, like if you have a tasting card to yourself, it's a lot of food.
Oh, yeah, but even if, because we shared and we had plenty of food and we were stuffed throughout the day.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of spreading it out. We didn't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We shared and we didn't have, we had a small breakfast and then that was basically our lunch and then we had dinner way later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really think that it's tremendous value and it gives you a lot of food. It's going to keep you full all day. It always will be. And I love it for that. I love being able to go to the park and not have to worry about food for a long time. I just go there and I have the tasting card. I don't have to think about it. I just eat.
Yep.
And that's probably the best part about it. I think I love it so much for that. So, we highly suggest you go to the Boysenberry Festival. Check it out. Let us know on social media, what was your favorite food at the Boysenberry Festival? Ours was the elote. I'm gonna sleep in a bed full of elote now.
Yes, you are.
That's a thing.
And apparently in a tub full of ribs or sausages or something.
Well, it's gonna be a tub full of the Boysenberry grilled sausage. Yes, that is going to happen.
And the relish.
And the relish and the barbecue sauce. Yes. But I'm going to sleep in the bed full of elote and take it on a nice date.
Okay.
Those things connected together probably aren't the best thing in the world to be talking about. But anyway, moving forward, don't miss Boysenberry Festival. It's going from March 16th to April 8th. And it's just a blast.
Yeah.
You will not regret going. I promise you that. So, thanks for everybody tuning into this episode where we rant and raved about food.
Yeah.
We have 1 or 2 episodes like this a season. This being one of the episodes, and our rat is desperately trying to get out right now because I think she's hungry. I'm talking about all this Boysenberry food.
Yeah.
Sorry, Solita.
She's jealous we never take her with us.
Well, I mean, she'll jump off our shoulders and just run off and do whatever she wants. I don't want her. Do we have to put a rat leash on her?
It would be like that.
Are we going to connect this to the baby talk that we had earlier?
No, it would be like the scene in Charlotte's Web where the rat gets loose at the carnival after hours, and he just.
The rat gets loose. I haven't seen Charlotte's Web in a really long time.
What's the rat's name?
I don't know. You can't ask the audience. They can't answer back.
Oh man, I forgot the rat's name. But they go to the fair, and after hours, the rat goes out trying to find something for Charlotte to write. And he realizes there's food everywhere, and and he gets all excited. And he starts singing this song about all the food he's eating, and then he gets so fat. So that would be Solita at the Boysenberry Festival.
Oh,
she would just
God, Solita, you've let yourself go.
She was breaking a song and eat everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything else from her.
I made this comparison already because I said I was going to be like the rat in Charlotte's Web when I went to Walt Disney World, and I was. I gained 10 pounds. I'm not ashamed of it either.
You didn't break out in the song, though, because you were too busy shoving food in your face.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so a little different. Pretzels. Close enough, though.
Yeah.
You gave me the look of somebody who wants to murder someone when I was like, "Hey, can I try your pretzel?"
I have a very strict rule that I do not share my Mickey pretzel and cheese. Actually, I don't share pretzel and cheese. I'm very selfish with my pretzels and cheese. It's my one food. I don't share.
This is also something that was a stipulation of our marriage.
Yeah, no, I do not share pretzel and cheese. I went to Disneyland with you recently, and I, beforehand, in the car, actually days before, I was like, I'm getting a Mickey pretzel and cheese. You can't have any. Not a bite.
I did take you there specifically for the pretzel, though.
Yeah.
Let's let everybody else know that I took you there to get you your pretzel.
But then I still had to stipulate, you don't get a bite.
I was getting my own pretzel. I didn't want your pretzel.
You did dip it in my cheese, and I was a little sad.
You didn't use all of your cheese anyway.
I did.
You did not.
I did.
You liar, you did not.
Well, I was still morning sick, and I was I usually do. See, but my problem is I try to ration the cheese.
By that time, it was like afternoon sick.
No, I try to ration the cheese so that I have enough at the end, but then I usually end up saving too much, and then I can't use it all. I run out of pretzel.
You're a failure.
A little
You're
bit.
a failure.
A little bit. Okay. Enough on that.
Thank you for listening to this
I'm
episode.
selfish. I get it.
Selfish with your pretzels
Yeah.
and cheese, Nikki. Selfish.
Everyone's got something.
That's your one flaw.
Yeah.
That's your only flaw, Nikki.
Oh, I know.
Is that I can't have any pretzels or cheese.
You can have it if you buy your own.
You should see my hands. I'm missing fingers.
No.
It's for when I reach in to go take a bite and she bites off my fingers. Anyway, moving on. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. It's talking about Knott's Boysenberry Festival. If you enjoyed this, 100% go check it out. And also, make sure to check us out on all of our social media platforms, guys. We're all over social media. We're constantly tweeting. We're always on Facebook, Instagram, Periscope. You can find us on all of those social media platforms at Theme Park Duo. You can also visit our website where we actually released a whole blog post about our experience at Boysenberry Festival. You can see many photos and a whole video that we cut together of our experiences at themeparkduo.com.
That's also on YouTube.
Also on YouTube, which you can find us on YouTube as well, which you can actually listen to every single podcast episode on YouTube if you wanted to. They're all there. And then if you ever wanted to reach us, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, things that you want to hear on the show, things that you hate hearing on the show, whatever it may be, we love hearing from listeners all the time. Make sure you email us
At themeparkduo@gmail.com.
Yes.
And if you really, really love our show, go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star written review. Even if all it says is, "Hey, Nikki and Gabe, congrats on the new baby. Here's 5 stars." We'll take it.
Or if it says, "Hey, Nikki and Gabe, I hope that Gabe's obsession with laying in bed with the Lotes doesn't get between your marriage."
As long as there's 5 stars attached to that note, we'll
Don't
take
care.
it.
We'll take it. So it always helps out the show. It puts us up in the standings and it helps other people find us and enjoy us like you are right now. But that's it, everyone. Until the next episode, thank you again for listening. And always remember, there's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. See ya.
Thanks for riding with the Theme Park Duo. Make sure to gather all your belongings before the end of the podcast. Bye-bye.